The question I want to ask today is, why do we practice yoga? We all come to yoga for many different reasons, and often it's things like calming our minds, calming our nervous system, helping us feel strong and healthy in our bodies, sometimes overcoming and releasing old injuries and dis-ease and limitations in our body physically. Mentally, it can be to regulate the nervous system and overcome mental health issues. Emotionally, helping us to understand, regulate and process our emotions, and energetically giving us energy, filling us up with energy so that we have the energy and strength to go out there and live the lives that we're here to live. And energetically allowing the flow of vital energy, prana, shakti, to move through our body effortlessly and allow us to move through life in the flow of life. So these are some of the reasons we might come to yoga. And you might have started yoga in a gym. I started yoga at a leisure centre when I was 16. You might have started yoga at a studio with a friend, etc. So there's many ways that we might have come to yoga and your students. And then we start practicing, maybe we start reading some books, and then we start hearing about the philosophy, and we start to go a little deeper, and then we kind of understand why we are practicing yoga. And we can practice the yoga in many ways, like asana, meditation, mantra, pranayama. There is so many ways you can practice. It doesn't have to be the physical postures on a mat. We can practice devotional yoga, karma yoga, being of service, etc. And all the reasons why we're practicing yoga in a yoga philosophy sense is we want to reach Samadhi. Samadhi is enlightenment, liberation, freedom. So that's what we all want. And I believe all religions and all philosophies around the world is like there's the mountain, and the top of the mountain is like self-actualization, enlightenment, understanding yourself and the universe, living your best life, living your highest self. All these things are that same thing at the top of the mountain. And there are many ways to go up the mountain. You can walk, you can run, you can take a plane, etc., a train if you want to. So all of these vehicles and all these modes of transport to get to that point, you get to choose the ways that resonate with you. So yoga has many practices. They're kind of like different tools. And then there are many other practices, philosophies, religions that also are leading the way to that point, to that self-actualized, liberated, enlightened state. The understanding that you are oneness, that releasing the illusion of separation, that you are the universe. And some of those things I just said there, when it comes to all the questions that we seek answers to, like who am I, what is the universe, and that's what we're moving towards in our yoga practice. The answers can't actually put into words. We can just do our best. So those amazing enlightened masters and gurus in the world who write lovely books for us to kind of grasp at and try and get our mind and our ego on board and understanding what this enlightenment, this freedom is. For example, oneness, letting go of the illusion of separation, that we are all one, and that I am not separate from the universe is within me, I'm a co-creator with the universe. All of these words, we're trying our best to articulate something that cannot be put into words, because as soon as we put something in words, we've already gone into duality, almost separation, observing. So we can just do our best. And what I'm trying to get at is this place we're going to, enlightenment, freedom, is a space beyond our mind. It's an experience we can have beyond the mind. So when the mind stops, we can access an experience of the truth of who you are and what this reality is. And in the Yoga Sutras, chapter 1, number 2 is Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Yoga is when the fluctuations of the mind stop. So we practice yoga to get a healthy body, a healthy mind, so we can sit in meditation for long periods of time, so we can work with the mind to quieten the mind, so that we can go in and understand the truth of who we are and the truth of this reality, when all the conditioning, limitations, everything that gets in the way, the gunk, the drama, the distractions, the addictions, when all of that's removed, what is there? That's just your state of being, presence, pure awareness, pure consciousness. And that's what the point, that's the why we are practicing yoga. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. I would love to hear why you practice yoga and maybe the journey that you've had from when you first started to now. I know for me, it was definitely more physical when I started, even though it felt like there was something beyond what I was being taught, but I didn't know what it was and I couldn't grasp it for a while. And then just as I kept practicing, something definitely shifts and moves within when you're practicing. It's definitely more than just a physical exercise when I'm practicing asana. And all the philosophy, when I take in the yoga philosophy, it just resonates, and it's just like the mind is like aha moments, and it's just that dropping and understanding of why we are here, who we are, and then with that information, how can you live your best life? How can you make the most of this very short speck of time in this human body that you're in right now, in this speck of time, in infinite time on this planet, spinning around in space? How can you make the most of this life?